So I want to look at quickly at how permissions work inside Google Drive. It's something that, in a lot of senses, it does make mostly good sense, but it's something that it's worth having a bit of a look at. So let's open up a new Google Doc, and immediately it's called Untitled, and I get annoyed with students if they let Untitled. So let's look at this as shares demo. So we can look at that. So as soon as I set this up, I can start to type and put a few things in here, and I can just use it like a standard word processor, like I'm the only one using it. But realistically, if I was going to do that, I'd probably be using Pages or Word. So the real benefit of using an online word processor or spreadsheet or slides or even maps is that we can click here and go share. And at this most basic level, I can just simply type in the email address, and then I can choose whether somebody can edit, whether they can leave comments, or whether they can just view it. And quite often I think the work that Shai has done in the past with wikis is very similar to just using a document which people can view, because you can look at it, you can copy the stuff, but you can't change it, and that was the sharing permissions when the teachers created there from there. But quite often for me, I actually like this little button down here, Advanced. It's what used to show up by default. And it looks like this here, and we've got a link to share the document with an address, but at the moment only I can see it. It's private, and I am the owner. But I can click here and change that, and I get a whole lot of different options. And obviously it's from within my context of my school being Innerburgh School, but depending on which school it is, Shire Christian School would be the one that would appear here. And so there's 5 levels of permissions within here. And then if anyone's got the link, so anyone on the web can find it and access it. They don't need to sign in at the top level. Now, I don't ever use that one because I just don't want anyone in the web to be able to search for it and find what I'm doing. But I do use this one quite often, which is anyone with a link can link to it and access it. No sign-in required, meaning no Google accounts are required, and it's possible to therefore to do it with an age group that doesn't even have a Google account assigned to it. Anyone in Innerburgh can find and access it, and that just basically means everyone across the whole school can get to it. And I generally won't use that one either, because I only want people who know about it to see it. And finally, this is probably the default one. Anyone within Innerburgh School can view it, comment or edit, and that quite often is the way it's set up. And so a similar thing went up here when I was on anyone with a link. They can choose to view, comment or edit. And so then there's off, which was what was the original default. So I'm going to put anyone on the web can view it. And I like that one too when I know I want parents or anyone who may not necessarily have an Innerburgh account to do that, and in your case Shire Christian School account. And it also is helpful for me when I'm trying to get a document shared with anyone and they may have several Google accounts and they might be logged into their Gmail account instead of their Shire Christian School account. And so quite often in the past I've used a document like this to share the program for a staff conference, what's happening on the day. And then I get all these emails from people. If I leave it down here, that must be an Innerburgh School one. If they're logged into their Gmail account, then that doesn't work very well. So generally I'll leave that there, and I can just go save. And so anybody who knows this link can now get in and has the capacity to do it. Now I can still change that to view it, and I can go like that. So I can say anyone with a link can do that, but then I can also come in here and specifically say that certain people could be able to come in here and would be able to edit it. So I can have 2 layers. I can have those that are able to edit the document and those that are able to just view it by using the link. And I can actually come in and put each person who I want to have access it can do it from there. Using the links is a really handy way, because when you copy that link, basically you can then go to an email and share that to people. I want people to contribute to this document, or I want you to be able to see what's happening in this particular program. Obviously if you put the name in there, when people come back here and they go back to their Google Drive, that will appear under the Shared With Me tab. So sometimes people will just simply go, where are the Shared With Me tabs? And then they'll work from there. So there is some documents here that other people have shared with me, and I can access them. But I do like and prefer to have the link, and quite often in a teaching environment I'll actually set it up so we've got the share via the link so people can access it there, and I don't have to worry about entering a whole bunch of people's names to achieve that.